everyone, it's Christy from Christy's Beautiful Life. I'm here to do a process video for the first time in like forever. I'm going to be using a sketch I shared over in the 30 Days of Facebook, 30 Days of Sketches Facebook group. It is my quote-unquote exclusive sketch of the month. And I love the idea of the 3 photos, and I'm gonna be kind of working with that with these 3 photos taken two springs ago now, I guess. This was during spring break, and we tried to go on a little mini adventure every single day that spring break, and this was one of the parks that we had gone to. So my favorite photos from that were of this one of Jackson and Barrett holding hands. Like, how cute is that? But then I had gotten one of Jackson and this cute little one of my little bear there. So cute. They both have birthdays this month, so Jackson's gonna be 9 and Barrett's gonna be 4. So these photos, I'm like, oh, you're so little. So that is the idea. The second thing I'm gonna be doing is I posted a challenge over in the Spending Freeze 2.0 Facebook group. Now this is all about making a spending freeze work for you, which means it doesn't necessarily have to be a spending freeze. It can kind of be whatever you make it. I am on a full spending freeze with the exception of cardstock and like the basics like glue and stuff, because I really want to work through my supplies. And now that Scrapbook Your Joy is no longer in business, I don't really have a Canadian like go-to to shop, so it kind of took that sting away from me. But I've been really good. I haven't spent anything since November. Kind of helps the fact that I haven't really been creating anything either, but that's not the point. I posted and said I would like you to use 3 full sheets of 12 by 12 and cut into them. It doesn't mean you have to use the whole thing. It just means you have to cut into them. So I thought it would be fun to combine and do that as well. So I do have a few full 12 by 12 sheets left in this beautiful collection from Cocoa Vanilla Studio. It's the Legendary collection, and I think it will work well for what I'm trying to go with on this one. Let's see. I think we will do, okay, I think these will be the 3 I cut into. I think I might fussy cut this one out and do a special layout on that. So I don't think I will worry about cutting into that one, but these will be the 3 I cut into. And I will try to be good and actually cut into them and not just, you know, use the bits that I already have. Because that is what I want to do, right? Is use the bits that I already have before I cut into the new. But I need to use this stuff up, so that is my challenge. So I have to cut into those ones. So I'm gonna put these ones aside so I do not cheat. It helps that I'm filming you, so you'll know if I cheat, because I won't have cut them. I will cut these on camera. And let's get going and see what I can create with my sketch and my challenge. Good news is I do not cheat. I'm going to actually use all 3 of these pattern papers and cut into them. Starting with this one with the arrows and the orange, I'm cutting a little tiny strip of the orange to put down at the bottom of the paper. My son has an orange sweatshirt on, and it just works really well blending those colors in. I'm then going to use the other side of that, which is arrows, and use that as my kind of base part for where the photos are going to lay. I like this idea because it's still got that white kind of tone to it, so it still has a border, but it's not too much. It just kind of works. I then am looking and trying to decide what I am going to do. I decide to go with just this little tiny sliver. I'm not going to use much of this, but I did cut it, so it totally counts. But I'm going to use it as a photo mat with a tear in it. Love that. I also really like the blue against that. It really kind of helps with the mood going on. The day we had gone to this particular park, if I remember correctly, it was quite cloudy, almost rainy. It just kind of needed that vibe, and this kind of gray bluey color worked well with that. Then the last piece of pattern paper, which is the wood grain, will be the second layer I'm going to use underneath my photos. That's going to do it for cutting it and following that challenge. So I was very, very happy to get that in. It's sometimes hard to cut that paper, but once you cut it, there's something about it. Like, you're like, oh, I can use it now. It's scrap. I don't know if that's just me, but that's how I feel. And there's a lot of times that I just have all this pattern paper because I'm too afraid to cut it. This was a great challenge for myself. Got every single piece of pattern paper now that is in this collection is now cut in some form, which means I should be able to finish this collection up hopefully in the next little bit. I am slowly, oh so slowly, getting back into a routine and scrapbooking. You'll know about that when I wrap this video up telling you how long it took me to make it, because it's not been an easy process for me to get back into the swing of things, and I'm still not sure I would say I'm actually back, but that's okay. Now, this park was awesome. It had things to climb. It had all sorts of really neat things. It was called, what was it called? Nature's Discovery area, I believe. So there's a sand area. There were these things to climb, like Jackson's up on a wood thing to climb. There was a bit of a trail to walk on. It was really neat, and the kids loved it. I just happened to love these 3 particular shots from the day. There, I had plenty more. I think I took like 10 photos from the whole entire day, but I really liked that. However, like I said, it was cloudy, and so that made me think I could bring in these clouds. Instead of doing some mixed media like you can see in my sketch, I thought the clouds could be a good replacement for that. Meaning I went into my scraps from the collection and found some different blues to work with. I also found this scrap, which I thought, you know, I could add a little bit more pattern paper and really kind of not have this be all white, because that tends to be my go-to, is let my background be white and then add a little bit of embellishment in my photos and call it good. I want to use up my stash and use up my stuff, so by doing that, I'm going to take a long time if I don't use more pattern paper. So I forced myself to use another bit of pattern paper, which was that one with the triangles, and thankfully, because it's white, it doesn't take too much away. I'm able to add my title up at the top that just says Best Buddies, a few embellishments. I'm going to put a little bit of journaling on those 3 little tabs there, and do a little bit of a trace with my black pen, and that's pretty much going to do it. I decided, because I had highlighted the middle photo with the extra strip of pattern paper around the outside, that the other 2 were going to get frames. And then for that third pop of orange up there in the top, I'm just adding a clear sticker. I do try to add a couple other things. The only other thing I think that actually makes it onto this layout is a few word phrases that I add into the middle photo. And that's something, I think one of those is brothers, awesome, and love this, something along the lines of those. But really happy with how this turned out. Yeah, it took a moment, I'm not gonna lie. So I am gonna come back to give you my final thoughts, and you'll see how long it took me, because I do kind of go over that. I hope you enjoyed. Thank you for following me through this one, as it is my first one back. It's quite choppy and not put together. So thanks for sticking with me. All right, I'll be back live in just a moment. All right, and there we go. Layout done. Okay, I'm going to be honest. This took me 4 days to do, in little tiny chunks, because that's all I've been able to get myself to do. So just showing you, it's okay to struggle, and it's okay to go through slumps. You just work through them, and hopefully this is the right start to turning that corner and getting over that slump I have been in. I did manage to get those 3 pattern papers cut and used, which was awesome. I brought in another piece of scrap from the collection just to add a little bit more pattern to this, along with this strip. And then I backed a couple cut files as well. So really love that. Followed my sketch from 30 Days of Sketches. And I really, and I was able to finish or follow my sketch from 30 Days of Sketches that I provided over in the Facebook group for that. All right, super happy about this. I will leave the link to both 30 Days of Sketches Facebook group and the Spending Freeze Facebook group. If that is something you think you might be interested in, it's your own goals, it's your own, you get to pick type thing, but there's a great support system over there if that's something you're interested in. So I'll leave the links to both of those down below, and thank you for coming through this journey with me to get a layout done, my first one of 2023. Thanks so much, and I'll see you all again soon. Bye everyone.